Don't you scare Scruffy away. That's Scruffy's food. You go to the other bowl, please. There you go, Scruffs, you eat. He can go to the other bowl. How are you doing today, Scruffy? A bit of a colder morning today, isn't it? Hope you had a good night. It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. Hello. You wouldn't bite me, would you, Scruffy? Says I might. I might bite you. It's alright. Yep, I won't hurt you. I'll leave you in peace to eat that. G'day guys, welcome back. I'm going to do another pour like my mini flip and drags that I did on white negative space. But this day, or this time, I'm going to do this lovely orangey red background. So that's it there. Leaves a tiny little mound. It's not as thick as I would normally use for my flip cup pours, because I want these little cups to be able to flow nicely over and around and through that background colour. I've got my pouring medium, 60% glue, 40% water. So that little bottle there's got 600 grams of glue to 400 grams of water, and I just give it a good shake up. I've already put oil in my colours. I did 2 drops of silicone treadmill oil. I had 30 grams of pouring medium and 30 grams of paint in all of them, but some of the colours were a little bit on the thick side, so I had to add a little bit of water. This brown and the yellow and the red were all really quite thick. The turquoise, on the other hand, this one was a bit thinner than the others, so I had to add a little bit of extra paint for that one. I'm just going to pour my paint in from up high, let it mix a little bit. In you go. I like the turquoise, and I'll just use it all up. I did another pour before this one, so I used probably half the paint that I had. That's why my turquoise is finished now. I haven't used it all in this pour. And I'll go with the warm red, pour that in from up high. Don't want too much, but it does need to kind of blend because it's got the orange, this orange on the outside, so it needs a little bit on the inside as well. Otherwise it would just look a bit weird if it was just on the outside, eh? Some yellow. Oops, running low on yellow. Just scrape it out. Put some in the end. A little bit more in this one. So these little medicine cups are 30 mils or 1 fluid ounce. And I think 7 of them to do little mini flip cups is just enough for this 30 by 40 centimetre canvas. In with the aqua green. And then I've got a little bit of brown. I was a bit unsure of the brown. It was either black or brown I was going to put in, and I thought, well, I'll try a brown for a change. I don't want much, just a little bit. It's going to run through like that, a tiny bit. Okay, so I'm going to flip 4 onto this side and 3 onto that side. Hopefully if you saw my other flip and drag with the white negative space, you'll know what I'm talking about, or what I did with that one. It's so hard to flip these little guys over. There's not much to hang on to. Actually, I'm doing better with them here. Over here they're a bit far away from me and I had trouble with them. Obviously I need to bring them down here a little bit more. But that corner's covered. Righto, so my colours. Warm yellow, they're all globals today. Turquoise. This is the aqua green that I made myself. And some burnt umber, nice dark chocolate brown colour. And the warm red, that's this one. And some white. So with this one, I pretty much did 150 grams of pouring medium and 100 grams of paint. So it's, yeah, as I said, not as thick as what I would do my normal flip cups with. Just going to put a little bit around here. That's kind of where I want my, oh hang on, this one's not right, missed this one. There we go. So you get that space, you get that one, you get that one, so forth. That's their little spot. And then they can sort of blend into the red a bit. That's okay, happy for that. And I will add some more red because I don't think that'll be enough, but I'll add more after I've flipped and dragged these little babies. Righto, now they're a bit hard to flip over such little things. And I have to try and make sure I get down to the bottom. If your paint's too thick with this technique, it won't work. It'll only get to here. So make sure that your paint's thin enough that you can actually drag it all the way down. That one didn't work very well. I've got a little bit of extra in this one, so I'm just going to pop it back in there. Like so. Okay, well this one's got a little bit left too. I'll just turn these around and then I can flip the other way. So I need to flip towards myself, like so. Now this one's got a little bit of extra paint in it, so I'm going to add that back in. And I know you're saying to me, you don't normally do that, but because it's a very stripy, sort of a thin block of colours, I don't mind doing it today. Because it's going to be a different look to what I normally get. And I've got a little bit of extra paint left, so just pop it on. Okay, that'll do. I won't use it all. And I'm going to add a little bit of the extra red in here. And a little bit in here. Not too much. I think that'll do. I want to leave some space to actually stretch the paint out. There's no point filling the whole canvas and then you've got nowhere to stretch paint to. Okay. Cover the surface, or most of it first, and then I'll do some torching. Hopefully we've still got enough negative space left. Leave that little bit of red on the edge there. I think that looks pretty. See if I can get to here and that little bit there. If not, I'll have to add a little bit more paint. Which I think I'm going to have to do just to that edge there. I'll turn it around. It's a totally different look to what you get when you do your normal flip and drags. Just fill in these little blank bits of canvas. And this corner could do with a bit of paint too. And I'll torch it in a minute. It's going to be tricky to get that tiny little bit there. I'm just going to see if I can ease that paint over into there. That's enough. And same with this one. I wonder if I can just maybe pick up a tiny little bit of this aqua that's left in my cup and just encourage that paint to just fill that little gap in. So if I try and add a big blob in there, it's just not going to work. There we go. You can't even tell that if there was a gap, can you? Righto, let's torch. Not too sure about the brown. I don't know whether it was the best choice to put in here. Maybe I should have gone with the black. Brown always tends to look a bit muddy, doesn't it? Okay, loving that dark red, actually it's not dark red, that dark orangey red background. Love it. Now I haven't got too much to cover, as you can see, just this last little bit. But I do want to stretch some of my cells out. So I'm not just going to take the easy road and fill them in with red, because I want to try and stretch some of these out. My green is going very wobbly. I think I put too much water in it. I think I did. Put a bit much water in that aqua green. Because I did this pour before and my mix was too thick. And it just didn't work, so I scraped the canvas, added more water, but I think I've added too much water to some of the colours. It's a fine line. You want your paints to be thin enough so that they can flow nicely, but too thick and just doesn't, too thin and doesn't work either. The cells break too easily if the mix is too thin and they go all wobbly. There we go. Is that all covered? I don't know that I'm crazy about the colours, the brown particularly, but whoa, I love that red. Pop of red in there, that is just delicious. Something in there. Righty-o, where's my little tool here? I'm just going to run my little tool underneath, catch all the drips at the bottom of the canvas, because we don't want them drying there like that, do we? That won't be very attractive if you've got dry blobs of paint underneath. Okay, well, like I said, I love the colour, but I don't love these green cells that are too thin. I think it was this one. I made it way too thin. Righto, back to the drawing board. It's always tricky when you change, you know, to a different technique. It takes a little while to get the hang of it. You know, if you can perfect one technique and your cells are perfect and you're happy with it, and then you try a different technique and you think, oh, I've got to start all the way from the beginning. But yeah, I think that's where I went wrong, just too thin. All right, let me take you down for a close-up. Actually, I'll get my gloves off and I'll show you the white negative space one. Again, see how the cells are bigger and better shaped on that one. So it's still pretty, nice and bright, but just not, certainly not a 10 out of 10. All right, let's take you down for a close-up. I love those nice bright stripes of red. Yummy. So it's just a matter of playing with the consistency. I didn't, you know, it was too thick the first time. And then I added water and I've just made it a bit too thin. So I'll have to be like Goldilocks and go again and have it just right. Maybe a push and pull would be nice in the red as well. And maybe I can take the brown out next time. I don't know that I like the brown. What do you guys think? Do you like the brown? Let me know in the comments. Or maybe black would be better. And I kind of lost all that yellow. You can hardly see the yellow. So yeah, maybe I made that too thin too and it's all sunk to the bottom. Anyway, that was fun. I enjoyed doing that. And I'll do another one. I'll see you for the next one. Bye for now.